Ray Boom Boom Mancini from right here in Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio.
Over here.
And let's not forget,
sir, get this out of there.
That Ray Boom Boom Mancini, one of the inspirations for his career was his father.
That's right.
Who was a top fighter.
Who was a contender pursuing a world title back during the World War II days, and that interrupted his dream, but his son fulfilled it.
You know, right now, mental things are always going on in there. Porter might be wishing that he picked somebody with a name that has not been such a thorn in the side of Cleveland fans as the name of Jordan has been.
As Cavs fans would attest to.
Yeah, he might be thinking that. Why didn't I pick somebody with any name in Cleveland other than Jordan?
When a Jordan comes to town in Cleveland, it's going to be a tough night. Porter scored well in the early goings of this 6th round with the left hand.
I think what you're seeing, again, Joe, Porter's not the puncher that his record tells you. He's got fast hands. He's got some amateur's habits. You know, he goes in, but then he goes out again when he should stay in. And he comes in from too far away. You can see him coming. Does that bouncing that we talked about. And there's the bouncing again. Gives you a chance to get ready for him. But also what I think that you're seeing is that the young 22-year-old Porter, it's not easy to fight in front of your home fans on television. You sometimes get a little over-anxious. And I think that's playing into it a little bit.
He's doing a good job of giving angles here for a moment in round 6.
Well, I think it's taken 6 rounds for Porter to start to settle down.
Now, we notice the abrasion and the redness above the left eye. It's a well-contained cut on Shawn Porter. We were told by the ringside officials that that is being ruled from a clash of heads. So if the fight is stopped because of that cut, and right now it's completely under control, we would go to the scorecards.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, why is the shorter man staying on the outside? I think part of it is he's eating a couple hooks on the inside. And again, it's because of a flaw in his technique. Right now he's grabbing, he's not punching. Maybe that's why he's grabbing. He ate a hook earlier, so he doesn't want to take a chance again on the inside. But Porter, when he gets inside, Joe, it's your responsibility to get in good defensive position. He leaves his head too often in the middle.
You know, to land a left uppercut moments ago, but look now at the work rate from Russell Jordan.
Again, we know about the responsibility when you get inside. You got to move your hands. But you got to put your head in a good defensive position. And sometimes Porter has stayed right in the middle and not gotten on the side into that good defensive position.
And you saw the confidence from Russell Jordan as he stayed and stared down Shawn Porter after the bell rang to end that round. More to come. Stay with us. Short break, and we're right back. Could this be a big night in the career of the upset-minded 27-year-old Russell Jordan from Rochester, New York, a journeyman who, throughout most of his career, took fights on short notice, lost, knocked out on the next level, but tonight had a full 8 weeks of training, turned down fights in the course of the past 17 months that he said weren't right. I wasn't going to take what wasn't right for my career. He thought this was right in fighting the unbeaten Shawn Porter, and he's with him step by step here into round 7. By the way, the cut you saw at the end of the 6th round on the left eye of Russell Jordan was ruled to be from a clash of heads. So both men dealing with that.
Well, one of the questions right now is, to me, maybe to other people too, is will somebody with the name of Jordan once again break the hearts of Cleveland fans? This time it wouldn't be Michael Jordan, it would be Russell Jordan.
Now let's bring in the guy who's broken many hearts of hometown fighters, future Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins. B-Hop, what do you see here with Shawn Porter and Russell Jordan?
Well, I see that the little guy's fighting like a tall guy, and the tall guy's fighting like the little guy. And the bounce, I mean, you know, the bounce comes from the amateurs, like a cute thing to do. It's, you know, it's a stylish thing. But, you know, it's a real amateur's thing because you lose energy, you waste energy, rather. And you also give your opponent a chance, if he's paying attention, to time you. When you stop bouncing, that's when you're going to punch. So I see those things early in the fight. And you know, this fight turned out to be a real tough fight for the guy that's, you know, supposed to be making a, you know, a debut at his home. And he's really having a hard time with Porter.
Good stuff from Bernard, our studio analyst tonight.
Well, I'm glad
ready for his fight against Roy Jones.
Well, I'm glad that I know my eye's okay now. I got sort of like taking the eye chart test that hopefully it validates I'm seeing the right things, because Bernard's seeing what I'm seeing. Seeing that bouncing. Again, remnants of the amateur career of Porter. They need to get rid of that. You know, when you're bouncing, you're not punching. You have to stop to punch. And obviously, that's like tipping your hand to your opponent. I mean, that would like be if you're a baseball player and you're a pitcher and you stick your tongue out every time you're going to throw a curveball. You know, the batter knows what's coming. When you bounce all the time and then you stop bouncing, guess what? Your opponent knows you're coming.
Okay, let's go. Stop punching. All the way back. 10 seconds. Go.
3 rounds to go here in our main event. Can Shawn Porter get it done and stay on turn?
Well, I've been talking about the bouncing all night, and Bernard just joined in and said he sees the same thing, and well, we're watching it. I mean, I'm getting a little seasick here. Going up and down, there's the bouncing. Now, the problem is, see, when he punches, he's got to stop bouncing before the punches come. And if we see it, well, guess what? I would say that Mr. Jordan sees it too. And when you've been warned, you can be prepared.
It was Jordan the first thing he said when we asked him about his strategy and how he felt he was going to pull the upset against Porter. He said, I've watched the guy. He bounces. He bounces a lot. I'm going to take advantage.
And again, we talked about the points, and Bernard touched on that. And you would expect a world champion like Bernard to grab that right away and make a point of it, as he did. There's different ways to fight a tall man. Usually the conventional way, go get it. Use your jab, close distance, bring your feet. Get on the inside by working to the inside. But there's another school of thought that we talked about earlier. And you're seeing Porter do that. He's trying to stay out as though he's the taller man and try to get the taller man to give up his height. And that's what you're seeing right now. You see Porter trying to stay out there. Now he's trying to give little turns there. Get better position for punching. Not stay right in front of the man who's stung him a couple times. Right now it's more show than it is anything effective. And I think Bernard would probably agree with that. That, yeah, Porter's giving you a little show here, but we need some effectiveness right now, too. Not just fancy footwork, and there goes the mouthpiece of Mr. Jordan.
But you know what, Teddy? I like the body language of Jordan, that the mouthpiece went on, and he didn't stop stride of stepping forward right towards Porter.
Over there, sir. Over there. Time. Let's go.
Watch the mouthpiece.
He's trying to explode some air there. He's trying to put a little into the punch, and he opens his mouth, and what happens? The mouthpiece comes out. Keep your mouth closed. The mouthpiece doesn't come out, and if you get hit, well, Bernard will tell you that, your jaw won't hurt nearly as much as it'll hurt if your mouth is open. There's the bouncing again, and when it stops,
you know what's coming.
Well, you know he's ready to punch. And probably ready to do that, come forward. And again, you see the hand speed that I talked about early of Porter, but not the power.
He is scoring here in the final minute of round number 8. It's a fairly nondescript round from Russell Jordan.
Yeah, a lot of, you know, motion from Porter, not a lot of effectiveness. Probably going to wind up, if it finishes his way, giving it to Porter because he's doing a little more, but